Hello, world. A special welcome first to all the queers and misfits out there. And then welcome to everyone else. Ladies and gents, men and women of ill repute, boys and girls, um, I don't know, just people in general, welcome. Um, so, this is my new show, right? Uh, it's a new daily edition of my social science variety show that I've been doing in some Facebook groups, some private Facebook groups. But I wanted to do something a little more public. And so I just came up with the idea yesterday because I don't know, I've been having a harder time remembering to take my HIV medication. So I thought, well, maybe I could just take it live every day, and because I've been wanting to do a daily show anyway, and just to kind of combine the two. The show will probably be will vary in length. Some days I might just swallow the pill, and then other days I don't know, because the show that I was doing in the private, in the private, in the private Facebook groups, that was mostly a question and answer show. It really, some of the episodes were like 3 hours long, and but they would really be dependent on audience interaction. Because without the audience interaction, I just can't stand the sound of my own voice. I have a lot of stage fright. Okay, be nice to me. This is my first episode, so be nice. Be nice, but you have to talk now. There's 6 of you watching, so you really have to. You're gonna have to start asking questions. All right, all right. So, the kind. All right. So this is a description I had written to a friend just about the show I was doing in the live group. So I say each episode of the show is an addition. Often the addition is a cryptic clue to a topic I've preconceived, but rarely gets fleshed out. The topics of my shows seem to cluster around HIV or mental illness or the nature of consciousness or physics or space exploration or sexuality or religion or drugs or humor or how fat I look. But but already, like I was repeating, so the show is probably going to get repetitive too. Well, this one's going to be even more repetitive because I'm going to be taking a daily pill every day. Chris Flores says, "What up, fucksticks? Fuckstick? Fuckstick? Fuckstick." If you say it fast, it sounds right. Okay. So maybe we should get the formalities out of the way here. Okay, so the medication that I take on a daily basis, and it's an antiretroviral medication called Triamec. I'm going to pronounce these wrong, but the Triamec is the trade name or the brand name, and then the generic. And it's a combination of 3 medications. It's a yeah, because before they had these combo pills, people have to take multiple pills. But this is multiple drugs in one. Okay, so this is abaciclovir, dulotriptyr, nervous, and lamivudine. Yep. So that's the 3 medications that are in it. Take 1 tablet by mouth every day. What else does it say in here? Hey, Mr. Bale. How's your brother Scott? Let's see. Okay, this is important because what if I start breastfeeding? Breast milk can transmit your infection to your infant. Therefore, do not breastfeed. Yeah. Hey, Carl's here. Hi, Carl. Carl, I'm going to do this every day now. It'll be good legal documentation too for if and when I ever decide I want to have sex again. Like if anybody tries to say that I didn't tell them I was HIV positive, this will, or that I wasn't taking my medication and putting people at risk, this will be proof in the courtroom when they try to throw me in jail for felonious assault. Oh, we got a funny man here. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. I don't even know what you're talking about. Is that like that Devo song? Mark Mothersbaugh? Psh, psh. I need to whip my audience into shape. That's what I need to do. God damn it. This is not a very successful show. I think I saw 7 at the most. God dang it. Hmm. It depends. Heidi Schlosser asks, "Is that what it's called? Felonious assault?" It depends. It depends in which state you're in. There's some states that have like specific laws on the books regarding HIV, and so there's a separate crime for exposing people to HIV. And then there's other states where it's just you're charged under just regular assault or assault charges. Hey, you made it, Ashley. Nice, nice. Just in time. I already took the pill. You missed the most exciting part. um, yeah, and like so it's a patchwork of laws, and it's enforced in a patchwork manner. Is that I don't know if that's right. Because I don't know. I when I see people getting charged for having sex without informing their partners, and it could be I haven't done research on this, but what I seem to notice is that it's often a black man um, being charged with exposing women, more often than not white women. I don't know. It's funny to me that it's heterosexual sex is the only one that seems to get processed. I'm sure there's it's not the only one, but there's other that's the smallest, one of the lowest risk groups. Like the highest risk groups are gay and bisexual men, IV drug users, I guess healthcare workers are in there, and sex workers. And but the people getting prosecuted most under these laws are just for people with heterosexual sex. So like all these other people are getting assaulted left and right. These people, all these new infections. The majority of the new infections, no one goes after them. Is it just because they're less important? That's probably it. No, I don't know. So, I kind of lost my train of thought. Ashley Rogers said, "LOL, holler. What pills are those?" These are Triumec. It's a combination of 3 medications made, I'm pretty sure, by the Gilead company. They control like 80% of the HIV drug medication market. This bottle of pills, let's see, what did it say? My insurance saved me the last time on the receipt $2,749 for these 30 pills. Gilead gives me like a because I don't make like an extreme. I don't know if you make like over $100,000 or more. I think something like that. Then you have to pay your own copays. But for anybody that makes less than that, Gilead is a program that they pay the $300 a month that it would cost me to pay for these medications. So like, what is that? Somebody do the math for me. Like, 300 plus the 2, like roughly about $3,000 a month for 30 pills. And I don't know. So that's like $100 a pill, right? stuff's like gold. God damn it. Yeah. So I was talking about like the patchwork of laws, right? And yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Heidi Schlosser says, "Have you been taking them a while?" Yep, I was diagnosed in August of 2015. Yeah, and so a little over a year. It is pretty crazy, isn't it? Hi, Amelia, and Dorothy's here, and Brian's here. Hello, everybody. Ashley Rogers. Ashley just was watching one of my other shows in one of the private groups. I don't know. I think this is a little less entertaining. I needed a little bit more public exposure, I think. So I guess this isn't like my shows aren't always just question and answer. Like if you have statements to make, this can be people's soapbox if they want it to be too. Um, what else? What else? I can ask you questions probably, right? Can I? Can I ask you guys questions? May I ask you guys questions? was was it from a crazy chick that stole $600? Aren't all people crazy? Uh, so I'm gonna do this every night. Isn't that exciting? You guys are all gonna come back. All right. So yep, people are like, okay, what question should I? This is cheating. What question should I ask you? That's technically a question. See, I need audience participation. It's a trick. Oh, see, this is what I get for opening up to the audience. I have no idea what you're even talking about. What color is a hippo's butthole? Well, that's a good question. Thank you, Juliana. I think if you just crawl inside, I think it's pink. Everything is pink. Everything is pink on the inside. except except only here in the United States. Like for some reason in the United States, pink is like it's the only place that pink is a primary color. Like in the rest of the world, they call it light red because that's what it is. Really, it's light red. Hey, Jamie Lee Miller. Oh, that's a good question, Brian, because it's definitely true. Brian Scarborough asks, have you felt your body change at all since being diagnosed? Yeah, in a lot of ways. Well, that's how I even knew to get tested. So I tested negative last in January of 2015. I tested positive in August of 2015. And within that period of time, like between I was like I got angular cheilitis, which is like a yeast like infection right in the corners of your lips. And I had giardia, and I also had hand, foot, mouth disease. Like and I think just like my normal flora has been thrown off. So like I smell differently even. It's gross, but and yeah, let's see. So HIV causes a lot of inflammation in the body, and maybe doing the show might help because I think if I take my medication, I would take it every day, but I'd be off by like 4 or 5 hours. But if I start taking it every day, do a 9 o'clock show, like it'll be more regular. Anyway, they think like small amount of viral replication that occurs, like is enough to cause like the systemic inflammation that like affects, it just throws off your immune system, because like I don't have AIDS. I'm not even close to having how they define AIDS. Like they measure your CD4 count, which is a type of white blood cell, and if that's below 200, that's how they define a person as having AIDS. Mine's like 1200, and it's never been lower than that. So like my immune system isn't per se compromised, but it is though, obviously, because I've been getting all that shit. And um, anyway, so I think some of that inflammation also is causing inflammation inside my head. Even on antiretroviral medications, up to 40% of HIV patients experience neurocognitive decline or changes. Like, and I think one of the big symptoms is like manic type symptoms. Like I have more racing thoughts and don't sleep as well at night. And so I think, yeah, and that could be just stress too. It's stressful having HIV, but no, there's physiological reasons probably too. Um, um, let's see. Ashley Rogers says, "Wow, really? LOL." I'm not sure what you're wowing. Um, hmm. Oh, so I still have to come up with questions for you guys, right? So Brian, what have you been up to? Have you caught any cool diseases? Ashley, you're really funny. You're a funny lady. Thanks. 25 comments so far. You guys are doing good. Well, it's okay for the first episode to start off a little slow. Um, Mr. Bayo said, let me see. What um is your favorite no, which parent are you closest with? Your mom or your dad? And Anwo says, I missed your beginning. It was a good beginning too. Actually, like I even wrote like a full sentence to say at the beginning, and I had to like glance over a couple of times. Basically, if you missed the beginning, I took this pill because I'm going to take this pill daily now for this show partially to help me remember to take it, and also just because it's a good premise for a show. Like, right? It's like, well, I have to do it. It's something I can do every day at the same time, and because I've been doing these live shows in private Facebook groups, I've been getting a pretty good reaction. I really like it, and I've been enjoying doing it too. So, and I wanted to do something more regular, but my shows have been kind of without an anchor. They just kind of been drifted. Their topics drift, which is kind of fun. But I think a show, it's nice to have a premise around a show too. So this is nice, something simple, and it's like, and I can do it every day, and it can be a platform to talk about other things. Because the basic format of my shows otherwise have just been question and answer. Maybe put in, like, I'll start, like, the show is always called Jason is a Social Scientist, but there'd be a different edition for each episode or each show, and I don't know, the title would sometimes relate to a topic that rarely, if ever, I would fully flesh out. But I don't know. I'm just rambling. Hi, Marianne. Hi. And Susan's here. And Shelly. Amelia Stroik says, have you felt your diagnosis interfering with your ability to be a nurse? I hear nothing but good things. but just wondering how you feel. Um, well, it's a mixed bag. Um, I think I've been struggling just more in general. Much more socially isolated, just really embarrassed, a lot of shame, don't want to go out in public, blah, 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 blah. Um, and so it's like made it difficult to make it to things like staff meetings at work. I shouldn't even say this, but I haven't been to a staff meeting in 3 years. No, not 3 years, 2 years probably. Because even before the HIV, I'd been in the psychiatric hospital. I'd been admitted 4 times, and I just had a lot of shame about that as well. And so I had missed a lot of work in the past 2 years, and so I hadn't been to staff meetings, and so yeah, I just had. But when I'm actually at work, the experiences have helped though. I can relate and empathize with the patients even more than I have in the past. Like having been in a psychiatric hospital myself and experienced both the positive and negative parts of that from the other side, I don't know. I think just patients can feel that. I think they can feel. I'm not inside their heads, but I think they can feel that. I kind of understand where they're coming from. And but then at the same time, it's also made it difficult in the sense where when I am there, like I almost over empathize. Like I start, like I'm in group therapy. It's like all of a sudden I'm finding myself wanting to participate, or like, oh man, God, that's yeah, I've got that too. Oh shit, and then I don't know. Yeah, I guess being, I think it's being around depression and whatnot when you're already depressed. Maybe it's yeah. Like I said, it's a mixed bag. Mr. Bayo says, "Sorry, I lost you." Well, I'd asked you which parent that you most identified with or something. Melissa Millette says, Jason. And, Mr. Bayo, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And that's harsh. My parents, normally I wouldn't just throw this out, but since it's my show, I can. I'm the only voice actually talking out. Yeah, like if you were my patient, I wouldn't just throw this out there, but yeah, my parents are dead too, but yeah. My parents are dead too, and it sucks. It really sucks. This HIV has been like a really big blow, but I'd say that my parents' death, especially my mom's death in 2007, is what's really started me on this, this downward spiral, and yeah, so I'm sorry that happened. And then Amelia Strike says, where does the shame come from? Well, from lots of different places. Oh, lots of different places. First I was raised Catholic. So like guilt and shame are like, they mix that in with the breast milk. And then, let's see. Well, before I got the HIV, I'd been living like a cisgendered and sexual lifestyle, like white straight male, like until I was 35 years old. I don't know, and like and then so it's just it's embarrassment that my marriage wasn't working. I think there's shame there. There's shame for not being smart enough to protect myself from the disease. There's shame from being just being such a wreck that you have to go into the psych hospital. There's shame from this, like having like homosexual thoughts, like having anything but monogamous hetero sexual sex, his was, at least from my perspective, very shameful. It's hard to talk about. It's all very embarrassing. Stephanie Nicole Tomlinson says, "I just want to say your hair is luxurious. That's all." Oh, thank you, thank you. uh, I have this thing that's like, I just keep doing this when I get nervous. I just keep running my hands through it, even in public. It's yeah, it's another thing to be embarrassed about. Ashley Badger says, "I lost my dad in 2008 from Agent Orange, and I still haven't gotten over that." With my psychiatrist, when my mom first died in 2007, I didn't think I would ever feel better about, just like the pain was always there, and people, this is a common kind of cliche, like time heals all wounds, blah 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 blah, and I just couldn't imagine ever feeling better about my mom having died, and I don't. But the psychiatrist, right after it happened, told me that, and he was an older man, he was getting close to retiring, and he talked about the grief of like when his father died, and his father died like 40 years earlier or something like that. And he said that, like, that he thought that with grief it never goes away. Like the thing is, you just don't think about it all the time. You don't think about it every second, every waking moment of the day. I think that's true. Like, and that resonated even back then. Like, okay, that at least I won't feel this crushing pain constantly. And I think that's borne out to be true. Now the times I really miss my mom the most are when things are going either really well or really poorly. And that's why I think this HIV thing has been really knocked me on my ass too. It's like it made me miss my mom all over again. I'm trying. I think Dorothy Taylor Spite says, "You need to let the shame go. We live our lives. Things happen, no shame." And I think part of doing the show and coming on here and talking about it all is part of me helping, trying to let go of the shame. Like, because I've always had a lot of shame, a lot of social anxiety, really intense social anxiety, and it's just gotten so much worse. But, so when before I got the HIV and I decided to come out as bisexual. I was saying things that were, I found to be embarrassing on Facebook, and I just was going to decide I'm going to be shameless now. I'm just going to say how I feel. Finally, I'm just going to do that. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So, I've felt all this shame my whole life, so I told myself, well, if you're feeling the shame anyway, from now on, if you're gonna feel shame, you're sure as fuck gonna earn it. And so here I am, I'm earning my shame right now. Let's see. Vincent also agrees with Dorothy. Nice, Dorothy. And Ashley, I'm sorry about your dad too. And my wife's dad. He got a form of cancer from, I think it related to Agent Orange. Yeah, life is hard. And let's see. Shame. Doing the show. Who's there? Is that Alyssa? Oh, hey. Hey, hey, Romeo. Share this video. Make it huge for me. Romeo here. He has a post that has 500,000 likes on it. This is Romeo Simon Gecka. Subscribe and follow. Thank you. Hi, Alyssa. John Perry's here. Hello. People are just coming in. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. This is my new show. I'm taking this pill every day at around 9 p.m. Nice. Nice. I'm getting bubbles here even. This is awesome. I love these little popping hearts and likes. This pill is Triumec. It's a combination pill of 3 different medications. Abacavir, I don't know, dolutegravir, and lamivudine. It's to treat HIV. It's an antiretroviral medication or medications. Thank you. Alyssa says I'm a beautiful brute. And let's see what else. So yeah, this will help me by taking it on camera every day. Well, first it's a good way to like have something to talk about every day, and then for a show, it's a good show. It's a good gimmick, right? It's a good shtick, and then it's also a good reminder because I have an alarm set on my phone, but that's I don't hear it half the time or I ignore it. But if this could be kind of fun if I could do this and enjoy it, and whatever, I don't know. So it's a question and answer show. I gotta always remember to say that. So because I've been doing these shows like these Jason is a social scientist shows in private Facebook groups quite a bit, and I've been enjoying it, but I kind of just start them, and I don't really have a lot of pre-planned topics to talk about, and it's really very audience dependent. So this is an interactive show. It's not just question and answer show. You can make statements. This can be your own personal soapbox, read in my voice. Mark Dumsha is here, and he's a lifelong friend of Vincent Bale. Dorothy Taylor Spite says, I still miss my parents. To keep the bone-crushing sorrow at bay, what I had to do is when I started being so depressed over them being gone is ask myself, if they were here, how would they feel about how it was affecting me? That thought helped. That's really good too. I think stepping outside of yourself is always a good idea, and I think especially if you put yourself in the position of people you care about, it helps. Why social scientists? I see. Well, part of it, the social part, is because I'm so socially isolated. Like, I just don't answer phone calls. Don't even check the mail. Just don't check my email. I have like 40,000 unread emails. And I don't know. I think this is sort of like me experimenting with social, like in a way that feels somewhat safe for me. It's a way for me to like have a certain level of like socialization. I'm experimenting with you people, and like throwing out feelings and thoughts and seeing how that affects relationships. And the scientist part, I just have a lifelong love of science, and yeah, yeah, that's the best answer I can come up with right now. So I'm not technically a scientist, and I'm one of the things I'm most interested in is people. I've been a psych nurse. I'm a board certified psychiatric nurse, and I've been a psychiatric nurse since 2005. And I just am interested in people and how they interact and what makes them tick. And I think a lot of mental illness is problems with the social environment. Like, we just live in a fucking fucked up world where people have to worry about a roof over their head and where they're going to get meals and whatever and whatever and whatever. I don't know. Like, uh, I don't know. I'm rambling. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, you really are a social scientist? Nice. John Perry says, cool. I'm a social scientist, so I was curious. Thanks for the explanation. I dig your take on it. Hey, thanks. Thank you. Ashley Rogers says, I'm the same way. So right now I feel like I have company at my house. LOL. Oh, nice, nice. And when I first started doing the show, people like in the first Facebook group, one of the first comments I got was like, "Boy, it feels like I'm in your living room." You heading out, Animal? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for participating. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Dorothy Taylor Spite says, "We are the normal people. Those who seemingly have it all together aren't normal." I know, right? They're faking it. They're faking it, and they just seem like it because they don't. And then John Perry says, "Anthropology, nice, nice." Like I'm really interested in like prehistorical human societies, right? I don't know what's the right word for that, but you know, pre 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years ago, all the way up till like what is the most modern human, anatomically modern human? It's like 250,000 years. It's like, what were we doing? I want to know what we were doing for that 250,000 to 5,000 years ago. Like, what happened? John Perry says, this is the next step in human communication. Jason, you are leading the way. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's a compliment. That's high praise from a real scientist. Yes. I'm going to use you as like a blurb, man. John Perry, can I quote you? Thanks, Melissa. That kicks ass. I'll take any reference I can get. Like whoever I get a reference from is probably going to be have better character than me. Too much chaos. oh, sure, that makes sense. But prehistoric text is my thing. Oh, like, well, no, that isn't text by definition history. Like ancient like text, like hieroglyphics and whatnot. Is that what you mean? Ashley Rogers says they are totally faking it. I can't stand fake. I think you mean ass people. That's probably why I hate even going to the grocery store. I hate calling the cable company. Go write a script. Call the cable company. Let's see, John Perry. History of the word or not America. I really love words. After people, my next favorite thing is words. Well, physics and words kind of land in the same spot. History of the world or North America. Is that it? World? Joyce? Like James Joyce? I haven't read anybody. Like, people have said that people who follow any of my Facebook stuff say some of my writing kind of is James Joycean. Yes. Cool. Why is so much of our time wasted calling companies? Mine isn't. All my time is just wasted worrying about calling them because I don't actually make the phone calls. I'm going to read a book by James Joyce one of these days. Any recommendations? Triple yeses, I know, right? It's like I wish I was playing the yes slot machines. um, let's see. Oh yeah, Fiac is the one of the people that said I should James Joyce, and he's I gotta ask him which books he told me to read again. I don't read shit though. I gotta read more probably. And other people, some of my live shows were telling me to do audiobooks. Start with Ulysses. Is that light? It's light, that right? That you can get through that quickly. It's not an Odyssey, is it? Dorothy Taylor Spites. My procrastination caused by avoidance. uh, it's a very light read. Is that it? La 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Ashley Rogers says, power was out there for days because of the hurricane. Couldn't even call power companies. Ouch. You will never get through Finnegan's Wake. Oh, Ulysses is the name of the James Joyce books. I gotcha. See, I thought, I was like, I'm just not following. I'm not tracking. Thank you, Dorothy. Merry Christmas to you. Arrgh. Aye, me hearties. Yeah, like maybe the next show we could talk about Pastafarianism. And then another show we're gonna have to talk about physics. I think we're wrapping this one up pretty quick though. I feel like I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I don't know if I'm ahead or not, but I'm gonna quit. No, thank you all. Really, I'm gonna go now. But I love you for joining me, and I love you even more for participating. Yes, what is it? Physics. Yeah, you have to come back. You gotta come back. Bye.